Welcome back to another live here from the Midwest Pawn Conference. This is my last one because my flight leaves in like 2.5 hours, so I got to pack up and go.
Pack it up.
But with me, I've got Dave Skibinski from National Pawn Brother.
Hey,
thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Great to be here.
So not only is he an incredible regional manager, how many stores are you in charge of?
Right now, 5.
5 stores, right?
Yep.
How long have you been in the pawn industry?
About 20 years.
20 years.
Yep.
So kind of give us a quick history of how you got into the industry.
Funny story. I was in rent-to-own for about 10 years.
Okay.
And one of my employees sons, the owner of the company, sons actually, turned around and said, hey, I don't want to work for my dad. I went to work for this pawn shop. And I'm like, you went to work for a pawn shop? You don't want to work for your dad? All right, cool. And from there, I went and interviewed with these people, John Thetford, Value Pawn and Jewelry back then. And the recruiter, he's like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And I'm thinking to myself, it's a pawn shop, right? Like everybody else thinks. It's a pawn shop. But I was in rent-to-own. So rent-to-own is similar in the dynamic of who you talk to every day, having to do everything except the collections, right?
Yeah.
And I said, all right, well, let me give it a shot. And then, 20 years later, the rest is history. I started with Value Pawn and working with John Thetford. We opened a bunch of stores. Loved it. And I mean, when you wake up every morning and it's something you're passionate about, I don't even believe it's 20 years. I'm sitting there going like, it's been 20 years since I've been doing this. It's just great. It's so awesome. I mean, and I know that's a lame story, but man, that's as easy as it was. 20 years. Awesome. It's just on and on and on. And working with great people, I think is the key to everything. And what we do now with networking now, back in the day, 20 years ago, we didn't have this.
100%.
We didn't have Facebook Live to talk about what you do and how you do and network like you did. It was going out door to door. That stuff is crazy.
Now, I brought you on not only, seriously, if you guys don't know Dave Skibinski, you guys are monsters. You and Sean have become good friends.
Yeah.
And you guys are incredible operators. Really hit it out of the, I've been to the stores.
Right.
I want to talk because we're friends on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And you're always posting about the culture and the training. First of all, National Pawn is consistently training, consistently developing leaders, consistently working on their culture. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
But what I brought you on for was because you're using LinkedIn to find good candidates.
Yeah. When you're in the pawn business, you're not looking for a clerk. You're not looking for the entry-level person. Now, you might be looking for the younger person that kind of has a passion or a dream or the energy of your business. But LinkedIn, the stuff we do on LinkedIn and the connections that you can make is incredible. We use it to do our training. Like we'll post our training. We post our milestones that we have on there. And people, it's funny that I was just talking with Martin here, Strasser, and he's like, I stalk you on LinkedIn. And I'm like, what? So and it's funny that you talk about that. And he's like, no, I love the training that you do. He literally, he's like, man, well, how do you guys do that? What do you do? And I think that having that information highway, but on a higher level in our business is so important because it's not about, oh, well, that's just another pawn shop or just another, check cashing place or gun stores. This is a business. This is a professional industry that people are in, and LinkedIn is now one of the best avenues to do that. Facebook is great when you're doing stuff like this, and to get to your people. But there's been people that come to work for us that are like, and some of them don't come to work for us, but they reach out to us now. They're like, man, you guys have a great culture. Yeah. Is that true? Is it really happening? I'm like, listen, we can't make this stuff up. You just can't make it up.
And I just went to a marketing course a couple of weeks ago, and they're talking about how LinkedIn is on path to hit 750 million users. And there's lots of people on LinkedIn looking for jobs, looking for careers. And if you're posting about how great the culture is and you have a great culture, then you can find a great candidate.
Absolutely.
I know you're, I just forgot her name. The one that does all the hire. Kim. Yeah, she was on the podcast.
Yep.
She's consistently posting on there saying, hey, we're having,
hiring events.
Hiring events. We're here. We're there. Come give us your resume. And she's getting candidates from there.
We go live. We do live things from our, videos from our we do festivals and work fairs. Put all that on LinkedIn. Everybody's going to see it. And you'd be surprised at the amount of people like I said, I mean, I'm being stocked from Canada.
Yeah.
So, it's like, but it's great though, because, he's got,
I stalk you too.
you do. Thank
Yeah.
you, Cal. From California to
Yeah.
Canada, right?
That's
We're
right.
good. But to be able to share that stuff, like everybody's thinking, well, why do you want to share all this stuff with
Yeah.
everybody? It's not a secret, right? The industry just needs to have a foothold in where we're going, right?
Yeah.
Not where we've been.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part. Where we're going is stuff like LinkedIn and things like that. Facebook Live, LinkedIn, the stuff you're doing with the Pond Leaders podcast. I mean, we actually ask our people, hey, listen to all these podcasts.
Yeah. Thank you.
You were talking yesterday, but we ask them to get on LinkedIn with us too. It's like, because they have a network of friends and people that they know that may need a job in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe not with us, but what about, if I have a friend that's moving to Louisiana, or a friend that's moving back to Florida, and they're like, well, Dave, I know Dave on LinkedIn, check him out. He can tell you a little bit about me. And then they just reach out to me. Hey, what's this person like? Hey, do you recommend him for a job? Do you not? Why? And then you go in a private chat. It's all there. It's free.
And one thing that happened last night, we were at dinner last night, and we had a great server. She was awesome. And Sean and you were like, hey, if you ever want to, move out to Raleigh, let me know. I have a job for you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I've been thinking about moving.
I don't want to live here forever.
I don't want to live here forever, she said. She was awesome. I know you guys would hire in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But what I know is that if she was to be like, hey, let me check out this company, she's going to go national punch. She's going to see these guys have every store has over 1,000 reviews. There's a store with 2,000 reviews.
Yeah.
Insanity. They're going to see all your culture posts.
Yep.
They're going to see all the training, and they're going to be like, this is awesome.
It is.
As opposed to if they go and check ABC Pawn. And I hope there isn't a pawn shop out there that's called ABC Pawn, because everyone talks crap about ABC Pawn.
It's just at the beginning. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. It just is easy to say.
1, 2, 3 Pawn.
There we go.
And if they go out there and they don't see that you have a presence
on
Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, they can be like, I don't want to work there.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so important to have an online presence. I mean, we were talking earlier at the panel, they were talking about that. And if you don't have an online presence that makes sense, you're just a regular concept. It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. So
yeah. Awesome.
That's
all right, Dave. I need to go to the airport.
Yes.
Love you, man.
You go.
We're gonna have Dave on the podcast.
Awesome.
This is Facebook Live. We're gonna have you on the podcast.
Now it's gonna happen. He put it out in public, so it's happening.
Yeah, as long as you agree.
Yes, I'm agreeing. I'm in.
Perfect.
Let me know when you're ready.
We'll talk about how you run 5 shops.
Awesome.
And maybe we'll do an episode with you and Sean.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I don't know if we could be on the same time.
Yeah, right. Sean's just gonna give it up.
It'd just be talking over each other. What would you say anything?
We'll do 1 and 1.
Okay.
I'll just be like, okay, go.
It'd
be like a 3-hour
podcast. It's like, all right, we're done listening. So great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, bro.
Thank you,
Thanks for being on. Guys, have an incredible day. I'm out of here. Take care.